Welcome back, baby. We back, baby.
Welcome. Listen,
yes.
It's the Free Gents Podcast, episode 36.
FGP, baby.
You know what I mean? I got a single to my left. G's here. You know what I'm saying? We got Marb in the back. We at Bravery Studios, for those who don't know.
Bravery Studios all day. Shout out.
You know what I mean? Yeah, we in Garfield, New Jersey with, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Bravery Studios. Always looking out, making sure we set up, you know what I'm saying? Real proper, you know what I'm saying? If you ever need somewhere to host an event, you know what I'm saying, shoot a podcast or something, we here. Bravery Studios in Garfield, New Jersey, you know what I mean?
Listen, this is a comfy couch for me.
Good couch, great couch.
I feel like I'm speaking to a psychologist on this couch.
On God, yo, I be feeling that. When I be like this,
I be like,
bro, I be in a vibe right here.
I be feeling like,
I be catching myself looking too proper on the videos, but you know what I'm saying? We got couches, you know what I'm saying? There's a love seat right here, feel me? That's another therapy chair over there. Y'all can't see that right now, but just trust me, it's here.
It's all here, baby. It's all here.
But yeah, so Sicko, man, talk to me. I feel like it's the end of the weekend. That's one thing I do like about how we film at the end of the weekend. So it's like it's a quick catch up to the most eventful part of our week, probably.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes. I love that. I think we have a perfect time.
Yeah, I think it's always good that we can just wrap up everything that happened this week, man. It's been crazy, man. I ain't gonna lie. Ever since we started the podcast, I'll be on fucking the Shade Room and fucking DJ Academics as if I really care, and I don't. But it's I care about creating content, and I care about keeping myself in the loop, so we can speak about things that are actively going on.
And I'm the same way in general as far as information out there. It's not necessarily so much that I care, but I need to be informed. Like,
right.
I heard somebody the other day be like, "Yo, I hate politics. I don't listen to politics, but I'm listening. You don't have to like it, but you have to know what's going on in this world.
Yeah,
you have to be educated what's going on."
That's a fact. Shout out to Sleepy Joe. You know what I'm saying? My son Joe Biden just turned big 80. You know what I mean? Big 80. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that nigga just turned 80. And Future just turned 39.
I seen that.
Of course you did.
I seen that.
That's Uncle Future, nigga. I had to DM my son one time. Yo, I had to be there again.
Yo, for real. Big 39.
Shout out to the Future Hive. But yeah, my son Sleepy Joe, feel me? 80, he's still kicking. I don't know how, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how he's a president. Because listen, my grandfather after about 65, nigga, he started losing it.
Listen.
So I don't know how Sleepy Joe's doing it, but shout out to him.
Most of these people in politics and Congress, like, you realize you have to retake your driver's license exam after a certain age?
What? You right. Oh yeah, you right.
That's what I'm saying.
I think isn't it after like 60 or something?
I don't know what the number is, but how are these people at the forefront running our country, and most of them are, you know, they're retiree age, senile age.
Listen, after about 55, we ain't let my grandfather drive, nigga. That was burnt out.
You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't. That's neither here nor there. It doesn't even make sense to me. You know, a lot of them have Alzheimer's age, and you out here literally running the country.
Nah,
for you after living an entire life, so you're enacting laws and stuff that you're not gonna be able to see come to fruition. Like,
damn, that's deep. I ain't even think about it like that.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. You putting.
That's like having a strict ass 80-year-old dad. Like if you were like a newborn, like you say you 9 years old, your dad like 80, and that nigga try to tell you something, like nigga shut up.
Yo, right?
You ain't gonna
like
be
what
here
you
past
talking
next
about?
Christmas, nigga. Shut
Legit.
up.
You not even
like that's fucking tough. I ain't think about that at all. Like nigga, I ain't listening to you. Like I'm listening now.
You putting stuff in motion that you're not even gonna see the fruits of.
Yeah, actually, you know what's funny? I was listening to Theo Von. Shout out to Theo Von. He's a comedian, funny as shit. Some super country redneck comedian dude, funny as fuck. But and he was just talking about how his dad had him at 70. So I was just crazy. I was thinking about that.
That's
I made up that.
Oh yeah, because you would think that's tough.
Yeah, I made up that reference. Then I was like, wait, I actually know somebody who had a fucking 80-year-old dad when they were 10.
Wow, that's really tough.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't even know how. Listen, shout out to God. You feel me? He letting niggas have kids at 70? 70?
He ain't shooting blanks?
Hey, listen, the pole outlasts the hole when it comes to, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to giving out kids and shit, you know what I'm saying? Niggas are still sprinkling kids around at 60, 70.
But I feel like, as far as the anatomy, I feel like it's a good thing, because I feel like if you're a 70-year-old woman, you couldn't possibly have a kid.
If you're a 70-year-old, oh yeah, right.
You should
I think after like
35, like as far as like
shit gets shaky. I ain't gonna lie, it gets very shaky. Like it can be, and then after 40, whew, it gets even crazier. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, it's kind of fucked up, because I think about it like
I was just about to say that. Shout out to all the women, because y'all the true MVPs. Y'all the unsung heroes. Legit.
Y'all literally, it ain't unsung. It's very well known. It's called Mother Nature for a reason.
No,
y'all the shit.
No.
Y'all running this motherfucker.
It's unsung because of what they've been have to deal with in general. You know.
Yeah. I mean,
like
we can get into that for an hour.
They get very overlooked in general. Yeah. You know, we not us, but like in general, they're thought of like second class. Like they don't really run this.
Second class? Do you really think that?
Yeah.
Second class?
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe it's because I don't feel that.
Yes, I'm talking about.
But
I don't feel
that might
either.
not mean.
I'm talking
It might
about
not
in
be a
general.
fact. I'm being biased to what you're saying is subjective. It's like this is what it actually is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, I don't feel that way. I feel like they the
No.
shit. Like they run this shit. Like they might not be cherished properly, but we cherish them. Like and they cherish each other. You know what I'm saying? And don't nobody big up each other like women big up each other for real.
Nah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they gonna buy them Beyonce tickets. Like they gonna buy the book. They gonna do the Michelle Obama arena tour. They gonna pop out to that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. But that's neither here nor there. You know, I was just watching a Akon interview on Vlad TV, and why Akon pops had 5 wives and like 12 kids. Like what you think about that? What you think about the idea of like that culture over there? Because he was saying like the culture where he's from in Africa, that's normal. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, I think he's from Senegal or something like that. But actually don't call me on that. I'm not too sure.
I think he's from Senegal.
He might be.
I
right?
think so.
I think that's where he's setting up Akon City. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man. Akon's on some hard shit. This nigga is building a city.
Yeah.
He got his own crypto coin. It's starting off as a tourist attraction, but that's neither here nor there. Back to what I was saying. What do you think about the idea of like having multiple wives and having multiple kids?
I'm under the idea that whatever works for your situation, that everybody's if everybody's on the same page, everybody's on the same page. Everybody's situation is different. If you have 5 women that want to marry you and they're okay with it, then that's okay. You feel me?
Nah,
even if a woman has multiple guys that want to be with them and they're okay with that, that's okay. I just want everybody to live their truth and stop judging people based off people living their own truth.
Damn, that was the most political correct shit I ever heard. I felt that though.
It's true.
Everything
Like,
you said, I agree with. Word.
Just live your truth, and if that's your truth, and the people who are with you, the people you're with are with you, then by all means, if you're not hurting nobody, live your truth. If that's your truth, live your truth. I can't be the one to step in and say your truth is wrong, that my truth is right, because at the end of the day, nobody really knows what's right or wrong. We just out here living.
Damn. God damn, drop a bomb. Drop on a cruise bomb.
That's how I feel. Like, if that's your truth, live your truth.
Nah, facts, man. But he was explaining like how Akon was explaining how the culture over there, it's so normal, and it's so normal that his father has 5 wives and they all interact. It's not like a man in America that might have 5 different baby mothers. They're all separated, you know what I'm saying? 2 of them might get along, 3 of them might get along, but the other 2 want to kill you and stuff like that. It's not that. He's saying they would literally be not all living together. They would have separate houses, but on weekends, all the kids would intermingle, and one wife might be taking care of 4 or 5 of the kids, or 2 of the, you know what I'm saying? Like they find a way to intermingle, and holidays they're all together, and it's peace. Like they all chip in when it comes to the bills, and it comes to every expense that they need to make sure that this is all a smooth running ship.
It's a community, and it's legit a community.
It's a community, right? And he was just saying like the ideology of family in their culture is to create a giant bloodline and to make it stronger and more potent. The only way to make it stronger and more potent is to keep creating kids.
Yeah,
you know. So I actually kind of. I don't want to say I disagree, but I feel that. You know what I'm saying? I might move to Africa. That's what I'm trying to get at. I think that's where I'm at right now. You know what I'm saying? I might go to Africa. You feel me? Niggas might not hear from me. I'm gonna be in Johannesburg by next summer, nigga. I'm telling you, you're not gonna be hearing from me. You feel me? Because look. This life shit too complicated, man. Like to figure that shit out, like you said, whatever works for you works. It's like, yo, how the fuck did he figure that shit out?
But it's also the culture and demeanor over there, as far as it as you say, they get along. They understand it's for a bigger purpose. They understand. There's no ego involved. Is what I'm saying.
I feel like that's so rare, so hard.
But you're thinking about it in the American mind.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
You're thinking about
and because out there, you could literally be the fucking the manager at a fucking hotel out here and take care of probably like 3-4 families over there for real. Like with the wages that are over here compared to over there, and the cost of living over there. You know what I'm saying? But not all his wives are over there. Like Akon's actual mom was in America the whole time, if I'm not mistaken. That's what he was saying. Even Akon has multiple wives. Speaking
of Akon, it was funny. It just came out that a lot of his brothers would go on tour for him.
Oh my God! His main brother that looks the most like him.
It's 2 of them.
Oh, it's 2 of them?
Two of the
Oh, I thought it
brothers.
was- I think one of them
would
called
be
Boo?
like that. Yeah, Boo, and it was another one.
That's mad
Like
tough.
he would get double booked, and his brother would go on tour or go on.
Listen.
Like that's crazy.
That's wild racist, first of all. Them niggas is not twins. They just black as hell. So niggas,
what shades on? You feel, but the thing is, it's about an aura. Feel me? Once you create
Facts.
that aura,
Facts.
it don't even. You're not about to be like. Is that
and you just
really
got to
Akon?
lip sync too, honestly.
Yeah, like
just
you gotta
fuck
know.
it.
But yeah, he used to double book himself, and his brother used to go. And,
That's so fire.
And he said one time,
That's some metaverse shit.
And he said one time, it was a recent interview. It was something where with some girl went to more than one tour, and she had referenced something what the brother did, and he had to play it off. You know, it was one of those situations.
Remember you threw the thing down?
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah.
And meanwhile, nigga, that was my brother. I don't know what this bitch talking about. I'm just agreeing.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
that's hilarious.
It'd be so funny when you see a motherfucker just trying to brush off something by agreeing. You ever see a nigga getting talked to and he just keep dapping you up? Like, yeah. That nigga's trying to stop talking to you. He's trying to go away. Stop whatever
Please
conversation you
stop
having. After a nigga to dap you 2-3 times, this conversation's over. He don't want to talk to you no more. Get up out of here. You feel me? But yeah, that shit is hilarious though. Yeah, Akon having his brother perform for him and people really thought that was him. That is genius, bro. Because if I got a show in New York and one in Miami and they both on Friday, I can't be at both tonight. Guess what? Yo, boo. Head over to the Yens. I'm gonna do the New York show. You do that. We gonna run up this 90 piece. You feel me? 45 a show.
And we
I'm gonna
eating.
give you a quick little 10 out of that. You
we
feel me?
all eating, like-
what? And you Akon for the night. Why you shitting me?
Akon for the night,
You
for real.
Akon for the night. He going. Why did he go? He's shutting down the club. He's shutting down everything.
And think about it. If it's a club appearance, he already dark shades on.
Yeah, he already black as hell.
like-
He put the lights off. It's over. That's Akon. Facts. Damn, that's genius. I gotta figure out some shit. I gotta go get me an evil twin or something. That ass, bro. I gotta go get me
Find me the evil twin.
Yeah, word. Shit.
Yo, on another note, there's something I want to really discuss.
Yeah, you was telling me you got into your scholastic bag. You was reading your
Yeah,
shit?
man. One of the greatest books I read this year is called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle.
The Power of Now. Why do I feel like
Yeah,
bro. Joe might have tried to teach me about that book a long time
That's
ago.
great. Yo, listen. I'm only like 4 chapters in, but I probably read those 4 chapters like 3 times.
Oh, you one of those? You
I'm one of those where if I read, I'm not trying to. It's not a contest. I'm trying to actually digest what I'm reading. I'm trying to actually apply it. So I'm not even finished with it, but all right. So the basis, and it literally changed my outlook on how I think about things. Because we even said before, what's the greatest asset?
time.
Yes, I thought so too.
Oh, you about to hit me with some shit.
I thought so too.
I thought so too. It's crazy.
I thought so too. The
Go ahead.
greatest asset is now. The greatest asset is now. So let me premise this with certain concepts: psychological time and real time. Right? Psychological
You about to
time.
break down some shit that I be
Listen,
hypothesizing to these hoes. I be trying to explain to motherfuckers.
Yo,
But go ahead.
Psychological time, real time. Before I get into it, you have to realize that you are not your mind. Your mind is a part of you, but you are not your mind.
Damn, that's
right?
deep. You blowing
When
my
you-
This is in 4 chapters? This is just 4 chapters?
In 4 chapters.
You
I'm
already
telling
figured this
listen,
much out?
Listen.
Shit.
You are not your mind,
I'm
right?
gonna need the audio of this book.
The mind is a part of you, but you are not it.
Okay.
And
that's a fact.
Yes, that's a fact.
'Cause this is not
and
my
once
brain.
you once
I
you
just did
get once you get so caught up in your mind, now you're dealing with psychological time.
Okay.
And now once you're dealing with psychological time, your brain wants to deal with history and
Future.
but you're never here.
Sheesh.
You wanna
Living
deal
in
with
the
his-
fucking present.
and you're not living in the present. So when you look in the past, when you have regret, when you have bitterness, when you have hate, that's too much past and not enough present. Okay. When you have anxiety, when you have fear, when you have nervousness, that's too much future and not enough present. Okay, so it's okay. So you have to realize time is a continuation of now moments. When you look in the past, you're looking at a glimpse of now moments, and when looking toward the future, you're preparing yourself for what the now moment will be. It's always about the now. It's always about the now. So when you use too much now, when you use too much past, it's okay to look at the past if you're learning from the past. Other than that, people will have so much regret. They'll be like,
dwelling on
they'll
it.
start dwelling on the past, like what I could have done this. they'll start dwelling on it. Now that's too much past and not enough present.
Yeah.
Now, on the opposite hand, if you look too much future, now the present becomes irrelevant. Now you're working so hard on your goals that you're not really looking at the fruits of your labor, and you really become end mind oriented, and you realize life is about the journey. It's not about the end goal. So you lose the journey in that because you're not looking at the now. You're looking at the present. I mean, you're looking at the future.
What the fuck?
And when you're in the now moment, why do you think adrenaline junkies, they feel so alive? Because they're looking at the now. When you're in a life or death situation, you have no time to think about psychological time. You have to be in real time. So that's why they feel so alive, because they're thinking about the now. You have to think about the now. You just react. When you're in a life or death situation, you just react. You don't have time to think about anything.
Right.
It's just reaction. You're living in the now.
Right.
You know, people who adrenaline junkies, skydivers, they love the now moment. And when you're looking at the now, that's when all your best ideas come out. You know, you're the most artistic when your mind is clear, when you're looking at the now. Even inventions, even scientists have their best ideas when their mind is clear, when they're in the now moment. What you need to do is, the best advice I can give from this book so far is, everything that's happened in your life, you have to accept it as if you chose it.
Damn.
Everything that's happened in your life, you have to accept it as if you chose it.
Ding.
And that will liberate you so much, and you'll realize you'll be so happy about the now, because even if it's negative, you can use now moments to change what happened for your future. Yeah. But if you dwell on the past too much, you're stuck in psychological time, and you don't realize the moment is now, right now.
No, yeah, you're 100% right. I get caught up so much in that feeling of really the future. I don't dwell on the past at all, because for a long time now, for a very long time since a teenager, I always was on some I'm living for the present. I'm living in the present. I'm trying to live in the present. And you can say it a million times, but you got to really change your brain into being able to do that. You got to learn how to X out emotions. You got to learn how to X out memories, thoughts, any negativity that can alter your day. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I just walked in here today and I was telling you yo, I got all this bullshit going on. But I'm like, you know what? I don't even want to talk about that, because that's going to bring me to a different mindset that I can't be in to do this show. You feel me? So and I'm like, I need to focus on right now, which is the show, the most important part. You feel me? I've always felt that way. All right, we gotta transition into what's going on right now, X out everything else, or else it's gonna be in the way, and then it becomes a problem, because then I'm thinking too much about yesterday instead of today, instead of right now.
It's the right now moment is the forever moment. You vibrate at a higher frequency when you think about the now.
I always catch when I start. When you have a plan and you know the end goal, end mind oriented. I love that, what you said.
End mind oriented.
End mind oriented. I feel like I've been that way for too long now. Especially these last 5 years, when I've been really promising myself, yo, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna do that. The most important part was executing. And when I feel alive the most is when I'm executing. Even it's the simplest shit.
Exactly.
It literally will be yo, I gotta get this car tire fixed. I gotta make sure I go to the dealership to go talk to this. I gotta make sure I can do. I'm yo, I feel alive when I'm start making that happen. When I do it. When I go through and it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon and I realize I done ran 4 or 5 errands already. I'm like, oh shit, I did everything I was telling myself I needed to do, and I did that all by this time today. I still got time to work. I still got time to do this and that. And it makes me feel alive. It makes me feel great. I'm making it happen. And these are things that you already know you have to do. It's just a matter of doing them, and doing them. That's when you created a now thing. You're no longer telling yourself, oh, I'm gonna do it. You're living in the now the second you start to execute it and do them.
Yes.
And that shit makes me feel alive.
And it makes you feel alive. And on the other hand, if you were looking at it if you're looking at extremes in the future, whatever you're doing now, you wouldn't be satisfied, because you're looking so far. You have to reach your goal so much.
It's like driving a car and you're looking 3 blocks ahead when there's literally traffic right in front of you. What you gonna do? You're gonna crash out because you're not paying attention to the traffic in front of you.
Or if you're looking in the rearview mirror at the past, you're gonna crash as well.
Once again, you're gonna crash. Damn.
You're gonna crash as well. So you gotta look at the now. You gotta look at the now. You can't.
Yeah, that's a fucking gem. I like that. I like the car reference.
Yeah, it's like the car reference. You can't look too far ahead. You can't look too far in the past.
You gotta focus on this motherfucker right in front of you.
You gotta focus on now what's right in front of you.
And there's a red light right there too. Better pay attention, motherfucker. Oh man, I like that.
And it gets into the spirituality of the meditation of the now, of the clearing your mind, of the chi, of the Eastern philosophy, like we were talking about in another episode.
Sheesh.
It's about the now. It's about knowing that you're alive and doing stuff now that will position you to where you want to be, or doing stuff now and learning from what you've done in the past and not dwelling on it, you know, because in reality, you can't have fear unless you think about the future.
Right.
You can't have fear because in a life or death situation, you're not thinking about nothing.
Yeah.
You just react.
Yeah. I be so proud of my fucking instinct sometimes, man.
It's just instinct.
It be some shit happen, and then like, yo, I should have. Bro, I tell you, I got spidey senses, bro. I done see shit really slow down, and it's like I'm so conscious within a split second. It's like, don't. I know what to do. I know what to grab. I know what to spin. Like I see it, and it happened to me so many times in life, and I feel like it's literally saved my life, like instinct. And it goes back to that adrenaline, and it makes me feel alive. And I'll be proud. I'll be like, yeah, I would have made sure I was good in that situation. Like, oh, we good. Like I figured this out. Like I don't know, man. It's weird.
It's just like okay, let's say your stove is on, right? You're not gonna put your hand on the stove,
right?
Because you know you're gonna get burnt. That's not fear. But if somebody's with a blowtorch, you're afraid of what they might do. That's the thing about the future. You can't have fear unless you're projecting yourself to the future. Yeah,
that's tough. I mean, I want to ruffle some feathers real quick while we here talking about time and all this shit. So, one of my main things that I'm not gonna say I hate it because that's a strong word, but I honestly, that astrology shit, I don't know how you feel about it, but I hate that shit. I hate that shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. Just because people live by that shit like it's religion, and like people are really trying to sit here, like motherfuckers are really send you the what are they called?
The birth chart.
Oh my fucking God, the birth chart.
Rising.
Rising. They'll be like, look, oh my God, look at what they say about Tauruses today. It's like, fuck you, fuck Tauruses. I don't give a fuck about that shit. Like, don't send me that shit. I don't care. But it's beyond that, because you know what it is? I want to know what you think about astrology. You fuck with it or not? I feel like you might.
I think it has some truthful elements into it.
Hell no. Hell no. Humans since the beginning of time have been hell of a storytellers, nigga. Look at Star Wars. This shit is all a story, nigga. Y'all niggas better cut it the fuck out. I hate that shit, bro. Just because, actually, you know what? I reframe. I do hate it. Fuck all that. I'm saying I disliked it before. No. I hate that shit. Because y'all motherfuckers really live and die by that shit. And that shit is all, it's literally all hoopla. It's literally made up fucking shit.
I hate when, I tell people I'm a Scorpio. They're like, I'll be like,
yeah, exactly.
You don't even know me. You don't even know me.
That's my point. People,
what are you talking about?
Or like when girls link up together, like sometimes I have like female clients at the crib, and then like another female, like other group of females will come in, and like the first question they ask each other is, "Oh my God, what's your sign?" Like, or they get off the
what time were you born?
Yeah, oh my God, what time were you born? Oh my God, that's crazy. My sister was born 4 days before you. Like, you understand that that's not even that big of a coincidence? Like, I don't think people get that shit. Like, the fact that y'all have close birthdays, that is the dumbest shit to be excited about. Like, oh my God, we have close birthdays. All right, first of all, there's 8 billion people in the world, right? There's 365 days. Divide 8 billion by 365. It's a lot of niggas with your birthday, kid. I'm sorry to tell you this. Like, it's really not that amazing. Matter of fact, let me do that math real quick, just so I can focus your head real quick. All right, 8 billion people.
By the way, it just reached 8 billion. Like, as of this week.
Oh, word? That's cap. Who the fuck is counting? I don't know about that one.
I'm telling you.
365. Boom. All right, there is 21.9 million people with your birthday. That's not exciting. And then when you count the days around your shit, because people be so excited, like, oh my God, you're the 4th, I'm the 5th. There's 42 million people that could have been born in 2 days. I'm sorry to tell you, that's not amazing. But it goes back to why I really dislike this astrology for real. Besides the fact that people live by it like it's a religion, it's just like astrology is based on the stars, and then you add the months and all these days and all these things. These are man-made variables. We created that. The idea of months, the idea of time, the idea of days. We created that shit. Right or wrong?
No. I would disagree.
Okay.
I would say.
So day and day, the sun goes up, the sun comes down.
Yes,
that's a day?
Yes.
Because why? Because why though? Who said it's a day? Who created the word day? Who said D-A-Y? Day. That's today. That's a thing.
No, but I'm saying it's based off the sun. Everything is based off the sun.
Okay.
So
why is it July?
Huh?
Why is it July? Because somebody said, we're going to name 12 months. We're going to have 365 days. Why?
Because that's how the math works.
What is math, though? Is math not man-made?
No, math is real.
Math is real?
Yeah, math is...
I understand
These are two different things. That's real.
100%.
No, math is real.
Okay.
No, math is real. Math is not fake.
I'm not saying math is fake. I'm not saying math is fake. I really want to reference it more back to time. Because math, you're right. 1 + 1 is 2. All right, cool. We can make that.
That's a real thing.
That's a
scientifically proven. You can scientifically prove.
Okay, but now time. Who said it's 60 minutes in a day? Who told you it's 24 hours in a day? They're calculating because the way that we're spinning and the sun goes up, the sun comes down. Calculations, numbers. It's a form of measurement that was created by humans.
Yes, correct.
You think dogs know it's July?
No. I understand what you're saying, but
I'm saying though, like, does a cat know today is November 20th? They don't know. They don't give a fuck.
I see what you're saying.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, it's man-made. We created this time measurement. We created a measurement. I'm sorry to keep cutting you off. I get passionate about this shit because it gets me so mad when I hear people really trying to be like, but you don't believe in. I'm like, that shit is utter coincidence. I can make anything sound good if I make it vague enough. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can make anything relatable.
It's like fortune tellers.
I can make anything relatable if I make it vague enough. Like, oh, today you're gonna find out the great fortune. You've been dealing with a lot of stress this week, and you've been questioning yourself. But today's the day where you crushed the doubt. Nigga, shut up. Stop listening to Instagram posts trying to tell me that's what my life's gonna be today. I hate that shit.
But going back to time. Yes, it's man-made, but it's based on 12 months in a year, right? 4 seasons.
But see, you're about to lose me because the first thing you said was, yes, it's man-made. Skirt, like no. To me, that just X'd out everything.
No. But it's based off the sun. Everything is based off the sun. It's not like it was just made up where it has no basis on it.
But we created the names for it.
Oh,
we created the actual number that means that this is how long that means.
And if you
who's
think
to say
about
the sun's not supposed to come up and down twice in one day?
If you look at other calendars throughout history, other calendars are different throughout history.
Because they were all man-made, just like there's other Bibles. They've all been different.
And just like
there's other religions.
And just like the year, if we look at the Jewish text, it's not the same year.
I'm about to say, ask some Chinese niggas what year it is.
Yeah,
there you go.
Ask some Chinese niggas what year it is.
Thank you. So this is where this is where people start to lose me when you try to tell me, oh, you're this way, that way because you were born March 15th. No, I'm not. I'm this way because I'm a dickhead. I'm this way because my pops ain't shit. My mom's wasn't shit. Something, you feel me? It don't got nothing to do with my month. It don't got nothing to do with my rising moon, my setting moon. Fuck you. Fuck the moon. Y'all on bullshit. You feel me? I'm sorry to tell you. Like, it's just, it's completely made up. So once you put that in there, it's like, okay, so what's the
difference?
What does January 6th mean? It means nothing.
What's the difference between that and religion? People believing in it.
Okay, but
what's
see,
the difference?
Religion is cool though because
what's the difference?
You let me know that you made that story up. You know that shit is made up. You feel me? Religion?
You can't tell.
The nigga died and came back in 3 days. Stop. We not doing that.
You can't tell.
Listen. You know how many dead homies niggas got? I ain't never seen not one of these niggas get back up. You telling me it was one nigga that came back? You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not going for it. The nigga walked on water, gang.
People do die.
The nigga walked on water, bro. Come on.
Like,
at least you telling me this is like you don't really.
You can't tell them that it's made up. Just like you can't tell people who believe in astrology.
But when people think of like something like Jesus, do you really think that he was a human, or do you look at him as like on some spiritual entity?
That's their whole basis for her religion.
That he was human.
Yeah, that he walked.
Y'all losing me. Listen,
but I'm saying there's no difference. I'm saying there's no difference. There's no difference.
This is the difference, though. So when you tell me religion, you try to turn it into, oh, it's a person. You're creating a story. Like, you're telling me, oh, all these miracle things happen, and then you just chalk it up to, oh, it was God. Oh, it was this divine energy that made this happen. Cool. Once you start adding that, you turn it into Harry Potter to me. Mm-hmm. Like, you're turning it into a fictional story. That's cool. I can deal with that. I can believe whatever you want to believe. That's cool. But once you put a number to it, you're putting dates to it, you're putting a month to it, that's a measurement. Like, you're measuring something. That's no longer like you're measuring something on something we created. Like, there's no way you can tell me that you just can't put numbers like.
But you could say that. But at the same time, you can put numbers on. You could say July might be the hottest month of the year. We made that up, but it's the facts. If you measure it, you can say that about all the seasons. You can measure that. Those are man-made, right?
But this is
it's supposed to snow in July.
I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying.
No, I'm not. I'm listening.
Before there was days and before there were names for these months and days and weeks and shit, it was just hot and it was cold.
Yes.
It's getting hotter. It's getting colder.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
We started. Let's put a calculator to this shit so we can keep track of this shit. But we don't know who's outer space right now watching the Earth spin and even timing that. Like, and even if they did do that, what the fuck is it? Tell me that's a day. Why are you telling me that's a day? It's just a man-made calculation. We just said, okay, this is what we're going to measure. This is what we're going to consider a day. Every time the sun comes up, every time the sun comes down. And then we're going to put the sundial and all that cool shit. I understand that. Yeah. But once again, the days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, these are just made-up words. The months, they're made-up words. But numbers are made-up things. We made numbers up as a form of measurement to keep track of things. Because like you said, 1 + 1 is 2. But we created the word 1. We created the word 2.
Yes. So, but you had to create. You had to create something to measure.
Rock, and then you had rock. No numbers.
But you had to create. You had to create a system.
Am I bugging? Is nobody else hearing me?
But you had to create a system in order to measure.
Create a system.
Yes,
is exactly what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
It's created.
You had to.
It's fake. It ain't real. Yes, it wasn't here in the beginning. We created that shit to make life more convenient and keep track of things.
To make it make sense. You have to make it make sense.
To who? To the people that's telling me Jesus walked on water?
No, I'm talking about in general.
We make shit up from the jump. This is what we do because we don't have an explanation for none of this shit.
Just like how we measure a light year, we have to create a measurement to actually this from this point to this point.
But that shit is blasphemous. Because what you mean a light year for real? Like what? That's even worse. Don't bring me up into that. A light year?
You know what?
A light year is a lie. Isn't it like 36 million or some crazy shit like that?
So a light year is how long light travels in a year, and light can travel around the Earth 7 times in a second.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest unit of measurement we have for space. Mm-hmm. So that's why we use a light year, because that's the biggest measurement that we can use.
Yeah. I honestly, you know what really? Shout out to my 6th grade science teacher, because that nigga used to
Mr. Valentino?
Nah, not Mr. Valentino. It was Mr. Heck. The nigga that looked like a football. I mean, not Mr. Heck.
Nah, but you're bugging.
Nah, 6th grade was Mr. Gene Cole. No, that was like your 5th grade teacher.
He had the red face. He had red face.
Yes, red face. The nigga, but he used to throw remember he used to throw the atrium shit in his classroom with the globe shit. He used to have that, and if you was too bad, he wouldn't let you get in that shit.
Yeah, that's funny.
With the constellations and shit. But he explained to me the speed of light and the speed of sound, and that shit was cool as fuck to me. Like
so like I said,
or even how to measure it. Like the speed of sound is how quick you can hear something, and the speed of light is how quick light.
So for example, the Earth is flat. I mean, Earth is not flat. The Earth is
I was to say shit. We can get into it.
It might as well be though. No, but I'm saying if you were to cut the Earth, if you would make the Earth flat on one end and the other end, and shine a light bright enough, you'd be able to see it in an instant. Because light can travel that fast.
Right.
On the Earth.
Right.
But a light year is how long it can travel in a year, which we've never even got close to that, because they can travel 7 times around the Earth in a second. The speed of sound is a lot slower. That's why thunder is delayed and lightning happens like that.
That's what I was about to say. Yes,
we can break the sound barrier.
Listen,
there are vehicles that broke the sound barrier.
Yeah,
before.
Of course, airplanes and all that. Every time you hear
Mach
a plane
1,
go,
Mach 2.
When
Mach
you hear
1,
that, that's breaking the speed of sound. When you hear that loud as zoom from a jet,
that's what an echo is.
Right.
Echo is sound can't travel as fast as light. Yeah.
Wow.
Not even close.
Right. And the real good example is the thunder and lightning. If you ever sit outside look outside. Don't sit outside when it's thundering on some Ben Franklin shit. Mm-hmm. Listen, look outside next time it's thunderstorming, and you'll see the lightning come down, and then all of a sudden, like 2 seconds later, you hear, that's the difference between the speed of light and the speed of sound. That shit is crazy.
Yeah, that
shit is crazy.
We can't even fathom even traveling remotely close to a light year. It would take months for us to even be able to we would have to constantly pick up speed for months to even get close to being able to travel to a light year.
Yeah,
I'm talking about because of the G-forces.
Wait, first of all, I'm not done debacling this fucking astrology shit. We just went off topic. Fuck that. I'm back on these niggas' heads. Listen, if you motherfuckers send me one more goddamn post talking about this was gonna happen, it's your day, grand rising, fuck you. Okay, don't send me no shit like that no more. I'm tired of that shit. I'm debuckling all that shit. Time isn't real. All these days and months is made the fuck up. You wasn't even born when you think you was born.
Well, like I said,
and they even say astrology. All that shit's been mixed up over the years.
What's the difference between somebody having a daily Bible quote and then the Bible and them getting a notification for this?
Because my thing is, the Bible, at least they're letting you know it's man-made and shit. These people that believe in astrology,
no.
They're letting you know
I'm talking
it's written by man, all that. These people that believe in astrology for real, bro, really be thinking the stars is God and shit. Like they really think like, oh yeah, like the stars are here, they're aligned.
What do you think religion's supposed to be? Religion's supposed to be a recorded history of God entities. What do you think religion is supposed to be? Yes, it's man-made, but it's supposed to be scriptures based off of the God entities, if we're thinking about it.
Yeah, but once again, you're
I'm just saying there's no
allowing it to
difference.
be man-made.
Yeah, there's different terms.
Yeah. That's the difference. People don't think that astrology is man-made at all. They think that this shit makes mad sense. The stars is up there, and we're following them shits, and that's just what it is. Like, you were born on this day, this is who you are. Like,
this is your fixed traits.
Right. They don't think this is what they're saying. Astrology takes out all the guys.
Oh my god. My gosh, you're such a tourist. Oh my gosh.
Like, bruh.
Oh wow, what you did right there was so tourist-like.
Yeah, like, oh my god, you're acting just like my brother. I knew you'd be like, what? What are you fucking talking about, yo? I'm sorry, man. I just had to get that. My bad, y'all. Shout out to the Free Gems podcast and everybody listening, because I had to get that off my chest. That shit gets me tight. I ain't gonna lie. When they talking all that astrology shit, man, get that shit out of my ear. Nah, for real. But what you had spoken on was real, man. Living in the present and
living now.
Living in the now,
it's all.
That's gonna go over a lot of people's heads, but one day you'll double back and realize, like, oh shit, this is what y'all was talking about, and you'll feel that feeling, that feeling of living in the now.
Living in the now is everything. Most people, and as your brain is, like I said, you are not your brain, but your brain, your brain's only function is protect itself. Only function is protect itself.
Damn.
So it'll do everything to shield itself.
Oh, you're right.
Only function is survival mode. All survival mode. But you have to realize that you can disassociate yourself with that. You need to use your brain, turn it off, turn it on when you need to use it. That's when it's most effective. But most people, they get caught in their psychological time, and real time passes people right by. Passes people right by. They don't even realize, you don't even realize what's going on right now because you're so caught up in, what should have happened then, your fears of the future, whatever the case may be, and time is passing by. And then you look up, it's like, wow, where did time go?
Nah, you're making me depressed, gang. I'm about to be 30.
Listen to me. Pick up, listen to me. The power of now. Pick it up.
I'm going to have to listen to that shit. You know I can't read.
Listen to me.
I'm going to have to get the audible version or something.
It took me, I had to reread like a few paragraphs to even understand what you were saying. You feel me? Like, it was one of those. No,
that's gonna piss me off. I'm gonna feel like it coming at my intellect.
Wait.
I'm gonna feel dumb.
Wait. What did he say? That I'm like, oh, that's what he said.
That's how I be feeling in court. I'm like, what? Can you rephrase that? Like, bruh, look at me. I don't understand what the fuck you talking about.
I'm there over here taking notes. Highlighting. I'm like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just living. It's just being present, knowing that you are a living vessel, and knowing that what you do right now matters, and knowing that your past doesn't define you. Whatever happens in your past, you have to accept it as if you chose it. That'll liberate you so much. Damn. Stop dwelling on it. Only use your past as a lesson.
Damn.
Don't use your past. Don't look in your past as anything else but lessons.
Nah, facts.
It doesn't matter what your current situation is. Act like you accepted it, and that will liberate you so much.
Damn.
And realize that you do have now moments to get yourself out of whatever situation that you accepted.
Damn, that's deep.
Yeah,
that's
bro.
Deep. That's
I'm
deep.
telling you.
What that resonated with me is I watch a lot of like gangsters in the documentaries or interviews, and they always give you that whole story like, oh yeah, I did the jail shit, I reformed, now I'm born again, all that shit. Like, but that shit is so real though, and everybody that gets into those kind of situations where it's like, damn, I got to go do this 20, 30 years, they get caught up at first with the depression of thinking about the past and, oh my God, I won't get out. And then they have to find now moments. They have to find religion. They have to find art. They have to find things inside of these systems, inside of these situations to create a now moment to help them get by. Because if not, they're just stuck with the thought of, damn, I can't believe I did that 10 years ago. And damn, I can't believe I'm not getting out for 10 more years. At no point can they accept it now until they accept accountability. That's when everything falls off their shoulders. That's when everything's liberated.
The weight's lifted off your shoulders. Like, I'm not the person I was in the past.
It's like, shout out to Jamal. I forgot episode like 10 or 12 or something. And he said he had to learn how to jail. He had to learn how to accept everything that came with it.
Exactly.
I had to learn how to forgive the people who might have wronged him or not sat by him at the time, and understand that he put himself there. And it's like, you know what?
You have to accept.
I'm here till I'm here, and when I get home, I get home. But until then, I'm here. This is my situation, and that helped him get through this.
And that's the that's the extreme. The other extreme is you're so focused on the future, you can't even smell your roses. You can't even look at the accomplishments. You can't even look how far you came as a person.
Yeah. No, that's how I remember when I just moved into the apartment that you actually got me. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Single Real Estate and all that. You feel me? Good apartment, great apartment, great condo,
great views. Great views.
But if anybody asks, I'm broke right now. If you see me, like I said, holla at me, check on me. I might need $40.
I don't listen. If you see me, I don't got it.
But I say that to say, bro, when I moved in there, I remember it was like such a level up for me because coming from the last house I was in, I was literally in the middle of, nigga, if anybody knows Freelandhausen by Newark, all the way at the bottom of Route 21, nigga, it looks like a dead zone. It looks like fucking World War III out there. It's nothing but motherfucking crackheads and prostitutes, and some are doing both.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying? I went from there to the apartment you had sold me, and bro, within like 3 weeks, my brain started gearing up on, I need more. I need to get bigger. I need something better. I need something. I need new relocation. Within a month, I stopped buying furniture for the crib and stopped buying like I was trying to get like decor and shit. You know what I'm saying? I literally within a month I was like, nah, I'm not gonna be here this long. I gotta go. I was like, I gotta get bigger. I gotta go do something. And I was so focused on the future. Like you said, I didn't even get to smell the fruits of my life. Yo, bro, you know I've been to the rooftop of my shit. Like the amenities and that shit, I probably used them all once. Like literally, haven't even bothered because I'm so focused on like I gotta stack up, I gotta get ready, I gotta make these moves. If I really wanna escape and go do something bigger in life, I gotta go do that. And I'm still so focused on, you know what I'm saying, what I'm about to do in the next couple months that it's like I haven't even took the second to step back and like look at everything that I did, and like motherfuckers will walk into my crib and be like, yo, this shit is so fire, like yo, this shit's so nice, yo, oh my god, you got the view and all that, and I'm like, yo, like. Thanks. But in my head, I'm like, this ain't nothing from what I need. Like, I'm not where I need to be at right now. And then I'm so stuck on feeling that way that I don't even get to cherish the fruits of my labor.
Cherish the fruits of your labor. And then you're so future forward. You're so you want the future so bad that even the accomplishments that you make now don't mean anything because you're not even looking at now. You're looking at the future. You gotta embrace the now. You got to embrace it. You have to understand.
See. That I'm so conflicted when you say that because I feel like that's my motivation though when I tell myself like I ain't doing
good. Listen, it's good to have the motivation, but what I'm saying is, when you're so future forward, you're so forward thinking that the task you're doing now doesn't even the task that you're doing now is basically irrelevant because you're looking so towards a future, or you're not in the journey, or you're results oriented. You're not in the grind. Like let's say I go let's say I want I have a quota of houses I want to sell. I want to get a new listing. I go door knocking in the neighborhood, right?
You go door knocking?
What?
With the suit on.
Come on,
okay, my
like
fault. Yeah. I'm about to say, I forgot
like,
you baby shower Cinco.
Like let's say I want a new listing so bad. I gotta sell this certain amount of houses. I start door knocking. And one person curses me out and slams the door in my face. I'm so forward thinking that I can't even realize that it's not even part of the journey. It's not even part of the journey anymore. You have to fall in love with the actual process. Like, okay, it's not about this one house. Right. It's about keep doing the same thing. Right. You're so focused on the future that you can't even realize that it's all part of the journey.
Damn. Yeah.
Life is a journey. Life is not a destination.
No, yeah, 100%. 100%. It's man, shit. I remember, shout out to my boy Dash, man. I remember he got one of his first, I think it was his first tag. He had got Life's a Dash, and we was kids. I was like 15, and he had hollered at me, and I was like, yo, bro, why you get that? And ironically, nigga's last name is Dash, so it made sense. I'm like, oh, I get it. Life's a Dash. Cool. He's like, nah, it's bigger than that. I'm like, what you mean? He said, man, if you look at somebody's tombstone, there's a birthday, and there's a death day, and there's a dash in the middle. He said, that dash represents your life. Like, that's literally, that's your life. Everything that happened between this day, that dash right there. So life's a dash. I'm like, damn, that was deep. I was like 15, deep. Like, fuck, that was deep.
That is deep.
Like, that shit crazy. And everybody got a dash.
Yeah.
Everybody got a dash in the middle. That shit was just mind fucking to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really opened my brain up. And that was back then. And I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? That was around the same time he told me some real smooth shit. And he was like, man, I've been in the room with so many people because his family is heavy into the music game, if you don't recognize the last name. But they were, he'll be in the room with fucking Jay-Z, fucking Martin Lawrence, like the randomest people, like Kobe Bryant. Like he's in the studio with these motherfuckers, like, and as a kid. And he said some shit to me like, man, if you're in the room with somebody, or once you realize you're right next to somebody and they're touchable, you realize like, yo, the only difference between you and them is time. Like you could be that person, not literally, but you can be in that position. You could be the person that everybody in this room stops and, oh my God, he just walked in. You can be that. He's right here. What's the difference between you and him? Y'all breathing literally the same air. Y'all in the same room. Like you can just grow to be that. You just got to work towards that and want that. But it's that simple. So like anytime I meet somebody and I'm like, oh shit, I could be this level. Like anybody I meet, and anybody that I see, I'm like, oh shit. Now that I met you, I feel like I could do that. I could be that. I can. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna take nothing but time. I just got to do my journey.
It takes. Now it takes now moments in order to reach that.
Damn.
It takes the now moments.
And see that's why I'm gearing up to do everything I'm gearing up, man. I'm loving this because I've been heavy on just handling everything I got to handle on a daily basis. Up early, doing what I got to do.
Bro, me too. And I've had so many pitfalls and stumbles along the way.
I love that shit.
I'm not like. And if I look back, I'm not nearly where I need to be, but that's okay. Not nearly where I want to be, or I can look back and say, oh, I slacked on doing what I need to do, and I should be further along the way, but that's okay. Yeah. There's a lesson. I learned from it. All I can do is look at the now.
Yeah.
And what am I doing now to reach my future goals? Mm-hmm. You know, what am I looking in the past to learn from it to use for future references.
Yeah. One of my favorite things to do too when I really want to like excel, like just progress and move forward in life is I add new pressures. Like I've been saying that since a kid. Like when you really want to level up, you got to add a new pressure. What do I mean by add new pressure? Like
I totally agree.
Like for example, coming from the last house I was at was a mortgage. You know what I'm saying? I had tenants. I wasn't paying that much in like actual overhead, like what I call rent. Like I wasn't paying that much. You know what I'm saying? I moved somewhere where I'm literally paying triple what I was paying in mortgage. Well, what I was paying in rent that was due or after my tenants paid rent. I was paying triple that. Then I got another car, added another bill, and it's like, okay, how is this gonna make sense? Like I was already doing, I could say I was doing all right, but I was just barely getting by for as far as like savings and shit, like how I was living just about a year or two ago. And it's like, all right, I'm gonna add this pressure to myself. And literally, since I moved out and since I added those a much larger chunk of bills, I literally almost tripled up my income.
Listen,
and it's because I added that pressure, and it's always been like this in life.
I've had, it's funny you say that. I've had to do the same thing. There's some times where I'm complacent, I'm so comfortable. Listen to me. I do not suggest people doing this. I do not suggest. I have to spend money. I'd have to spend money just so I can get it back. You feel me? I'd have to spend it just. You know what I mean?
I learned a very good lesson a very long time ago where it was like, okay, another example of having to add that pressure. I remember when my last apartment that I had rented in Newark, I was paying $1,100 a month for a 2-bedroom in the trenches. Shout out to Goldsmith, shout out to Chancellor Avenue. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Lyons Avenue. I was in Southwood, and I remember my real estate agent at the time when I walked in. This was before you actually even started, if I'm not mistaken. I remember I had hollered at him, and you were still in college actually. This was 2015. So I remember I had hollered at him about moving in, and he was like, "You do know this is Newark, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, because my license said I'm from Teaneck. They're like, "So you're moving from Teaneck, New Jersey, to Lyons Avenue in Newark?" I'm like, yeah. He's like, I don't know if you know what you're signing up for. This is my Jewish real estate agent keeping it a whole stack with me. Like, yo, you sure you know what you're signing up for? I'm like, yeah, we good. Don't worry about it. But I had to say, so I was paying $1,100 there, and then I remember I geared up, and about a year and a half later, I went forward with buying my first house.
I remember that.
In that whole process, once they told me what my mortgage is gonna be, they're like, yeah, your mortgage is gonna be $3,000 a month, and I'm like, damn, I went from $1,100 to $3,000, and I'm in my head, I'm like, yo, I don't know if I'm gonna do it. Like, I don't know if not if I'm gonna do it. I don't know like how this is gonna go, but it's gonna go. Cause I knew that the ultimate game plan was to buy something that I can keep long term and gain some equity in it, and something that I can't get kicked out of. Cause that was my main thing, was getting kicked out of everywhere I was living at, especially because of tattooing and the energy, the smoking and all that shit.
In and out, a lot of in and outs.
The in and outs, right? It was never a good look. So yeah, I said to say I went from paying that $1,100 to paying triple that in just the mortgage. And at the time, my tenants were real young. Like they were getting their life together, literally. So I was taking on the whole mortgage for the most part at first. You know what I'm saying? And I just had to add that pressure. But once again, I developed a stronger work ethic. I developed a better idea for saving and how to take care of funds. And You know what I'm saying? It definitely helped me, and it just goes back to adding pressure. Pressure. Don't be scared to add pressure if you're willing to gamble on yourself.
And what you said in college, you brought back college, and it makes me think about adding pressure. So let's say at the beginning of the semester, the professor has an assignment due last week, at the end of the year.
Right.
There's no pressure. You're not going to get it done until the end, to the very end.
Yeah.
You got like guess what? If the professor came in and said, "Listen, I'm going to give an assignment," and then give a due date, is people doing it? Absolutely not. But the fact that there's a due date, and once you get closer to the due date, that's added pressure. But think about it like
that's
a job.
Great example. That's a great fucking example.
But think about it like a job. Like if other people add pressure on you, a lot of people will do it, but a lot of people won't add pressure to themselves.
Ooh.
Like a lot of people will go beyond and above for their employer,
but not for them.
But not for themselves because they can't hold themselves accountable.
Sheesh.
It's about being able to hold yourself accountable in whatever measure you can do that in. Some people commute 2 hours a day, right? Some people commute 2 hours a day. So that's okay. So you're working 9 to 5 plus commuting 2 hours a day, right? You're doing that 5 days a week, right?
Right.
But in that same amount of time, now would you do that for yourself? Would you do that for yourself? Would you put the same amount of effort in your own dwelling is to your employer?
Yeah. Like you mean like on some entrepreneurship?
Yeah,
like if you had your own business, would you be willing to do that? And you know what it goes back to is one of the last things I said when I was talking about adding pressure to yourself. That's if you're willing to take a gamble on yourself. If you're willing to take a gamble on yourself. See what people what drives people away from the entrepreneur spirit or the entrepreneur path is the insecurity of knowing like, is this gonna work?
It's a gamble. It's all a gamble.
Is this gonna work? Am I really built for this? Like, and that questioning yourself will limit you for life because you're questioning yourself with just that. Trust me, you question yourself with a lot of other things. You question yourself about the women you might want to approach, the men you might want to approach, that you might be, you know what I'm saying? Like, you question yourself with everything. Like, you're probably very indecisive. Like, I noticed that we trend and we have similarities, and if we're one way with one thing, we're almost that way with everything else in our lives.
And guess what? Everything you just said is that's too much future and not enough present.
Ooh.
Everything you just said right there is too much future and not enough now.
Damn, we might have to name this. We might have to title this episode that too much future, not enough now.
That's and what everything you just said is too much future, not enough now. Anxiety, unease. Like I said, you cannot have fear unless you're thinking about the future. You cannot have fear in the now.
Damn, that's deep.
And all the brilliant minds will tell you their best thoughts or their best revelations have been when they're in a calm mind, in a calm state. We're not thinking about anything. You're most artistic, like I was saying before. You're most artistic.
It's like when a lot of like artists and stuff they shut down. They'll turn off their Instagram, turn their phone off. Fucking Kanye goes to Wyoming for 6 months and hides out and makes music over there and just imports all his favorite artists and shit. Like, yo, go work in the studio and kidnaps them for 2 weeks and shit. Like, that's that same idea where he's like, yo, I can't focus on nothing but this music right now.
You know why? Because like I said, your mind, which you should need to detach yourself to, is only in survival mode.
Detached is crazy. This nigga is college educated talking about detached. Nigga, detached? That just fucked my head up. I'm like, detached. This nigga just made up a word. Had me fucked up.
So
nigga Marv got me crying.
But I forgot my whole point.
What we talking about? You just threw me off with detached. I'm what?
So your mind is in survival mode. You're not creative when you're
it's too
in your mind.
Yeah,
you're creative when you're at peace, when your mind is clear.
Yeah. I think that's exactly what I'm chasing, man. I'm chasing that peace of mind.
That like I said, whatever that case may be. If some people meditate to do that. There's different practices and ways to do that. You just have to. You have to really everything that you're feeling. You have to actually stay in tune with and realize, like, okay, like, what am I breathing in? Like, what is the sun I'm breathing in? You have to actually feel alive and then in the moment and stop projecting. You have to actually feel alive in the moment.
That is what meditating is.
Yes, that's
Cancel out everything, even if it's just for 2 minutes out your day, and just focus on breathing.
Yes, focus on being in the moment, being alive. That's exactly what it is. And you see how it comes full circle? How this whole conversation is coming full circle? That's what you would think meditation is. It's about being in the now, being alive, focus on your breathing. It's about clearing out your mind.
Damn.
And that's when you're most effective.
Damn.
Because listen, psychological time, people can get lost in it. Think about too much future, too much past.
And 50 years will go by.
Yep. And it's about real time. It's about the now. It's all about the now. All about the now.
Damn.
What can you do now? What can you learn from in the past that you can apply now? What do you want to do in the future? What you can apply now to? It's now. Now. Everything is now.
Damn, I think that's the perfect segue to end this episode.
Yeah,
too, man.
everything's
in the now. Everything is now. What can you do now that'll actually help you in the future? Stop focusing so much on the future, and definitely don't focus on the past. Accept what the fuck happened.
And
make some new shit happen.
Act
right now.
I'm gonna say it again. Whatever has happened in your life, you need to accept it as if you chose it. You will feel so liberated after it.
Bing. But listen, man. It's been the Free Gems podcast, man. I had a whole bunch of current event topics I wanted to bring up. We didn't get into none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? But it was. I feel like I just learned a lot just listening to Cinco. But that's nothing rare. You know what I'm saying? I always learn a lot listening to you. But hopefully y'all tuned in.
Yes, sir. Thank you for tuning in.
Enjoyed the pod, man. Listen, it's been the Free Gems podcast,
episode 36. We out of here.
We appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one. God bless. It's football Sunday. I'm about to go on FanDuel, lose all my money.
Oh, listen. I got a few tickets in. I'm about to hit, baby. We going out,
good luck
baby.
with that.
We going out, baby.
We are
We out of here.
It's